Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Four Walls. And in today's episode, as always, we'd like to first and foremost welcome each and every one of you who's taking the time to listen, observe, and watch us while we share a little bit of our experience in terms of using the Kuhom platform. All right. And as always, I have a friend, a partner assisting me in today's podcast, all the way from Kuala Lumpur. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Ellie back again. Ellie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Daniel. How are you?
Very good, very good. Welcome on another show. And
Thanks.
thank you for taking the time to share with
Yeah,
us.
thanks to inviting me also.
No problem. So Ellie, in today's
Mm.
episode, right, we wanted to really talk about I would say, the power of renderings, right? And
Yeah.
renderings becoming so important in today's visualization world, right?
Yes.
And normally, from sketches to 3D modeling, and then now with the power of rendering, really, we are able to showcase to the homeowners or any presentations that we have, a more realistic format, um, imagery, right? To show the
Yes.
realism of how the design is really going to look. And that's why in today's episode, I wanted you to come on board and share with
Mm-hmm.
us a little bit about one, renderings, second, the importance of camera angles. Sometimes getting the right angles, I feel it is so critical, so important to bring out the richness of the design that someone has done. Correct?
Yes, correct.
So maybe today you can share with me, like what we are viewing right now. Maybe we can jump into this current project that you did, right? And just take us through a step-by-step guide. Besides angles, first we'll come to maybe angles later. Maybe
Sure.
on this, I would say, custom TV cabinet that you have created, right? And how you have developed this image going through the various phases,
Yes, sure. So I will show you the picture that before all the effects are.
Okay, fantastic. Picture number one lah, I would say,
Yes, let's call it
right?
picture number
So picture
one.
number one, and this is using just normal
It's
preset
a
lightings lah. These are all preset
nature
lightings. You
lighting.
never did any adjustments, right? First,
Yes.
okay. So to our users out there, those of you who are observing or watching for the first time, I will kind of like stop Ellie as she goes along, as she explains, and we will maybe give you some insider information about what you need to do and things like that.
Yes.
Okay, so Ellie, the first image, anything you can explain to us?
Yes, sure. Actually, this one is the first image. I just use the default effects without any lighting settings. Because when we see this, there's no any sunlight, no any lighting effects. You see this not a presentable at all, is it?
Yeah, like the image is a bit flat, I can see, right?
Yeah.
The image is a bit flat, but you have added decorations. I can see just a basic sunlight that is coming in now. So we
But
get a
not that realistic.
okay. Then what did you do?
And then this one, I just add on the sunlights first.
So
Try
this
to
one you
bring
add.
in the sunlights using, I use the same effect, but just add on the sunlight.
I see. So you go into advanced. Maybe you can just show us exactly where you went and how you
Yeah,
brought that
sure.
sideline, the sunlight, so that our viewers can basically understand, right? That
Yeah. So
okay.
first, I just use the effect from here. I use this effect, nature daylight.
Mm-hmm.
but without adding any sunlights.
Okay, then
And then I just go into the customize and choose back the same effect here. And here is it. We shall already add the sunlights in. And
I
then
see. So you get the angle of the sunlight. So guys,
just
this is
rotate
what
the sunlight.
this is what Chrome can do. You can adjust the ray of the sunlight where you want it to shine through lah. So this is what Ellie's explaining, right? So she goes into customization, she adjusts the sunlight, and she gets that image, which is image number 2. Same settings, just change of sunlight, and you can see the difference. So Ellie, maybe you don't mind to show us the, how to say, the one before the sunlight, then the one after the sunlight in your image.
Sure.
Yes. So that
this one is before the sunlight, before I add on any
correct.
sunlights. And this one is after.
Guys, so you can see slight difference already, but okay, hasn't come to life yet, but there is some effects I can see.
Yeah,
right?
the process slowly we can bring
Okay.
in more effects.
Correct. Then we have
We'll go to the third picture, which already have some lighting effects.
so in this image you have added some downlights.
Yeah, we added some downlights, but there is no any effects with it. Still look fake.
Okay.
Even
And then
though
what?
we already bring in some sunlight, everything.
Okay. So then we go to picture number 4, is it?
This one is we already bring in some lighting effect using the same effects. I mean
The same preset lightings.
Yes.
And this one you add in customization, is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So now we've added 2 different customization feature. One, sunlight ray, and you have added downlights effect.
But even though we add on some downlights, there's still like dark a bit.
Correct.
Right? And then we adjust on the lightings and make it a bit brighter and bring out the effects, the nature effects out. Adjust some lights, everything.
And another thing I think you have changed in this imagery, you put in a little bit of deco in terms of plants and stuff like that. So
yes.
I can see that, and this to our viewers out there, you can see, right, how the image transform by adding some plants, to create this kind of realistic atmosphere, right? So that is pretty interesting. I can see that immediately without the plants and with the plants, it just brings that image to life. So that I think is quite a plus for those of you who want to create this kind of like a realistic image, So plants is a good tool to put into your design.
Yes,
correct?
Yes. Even though we put in some effects, but still lack of something.
So what did you do next?
We try to add on some strip lights under inside the shelves, everything. So make it more realistic. And we also can try playing with the plants, which is more suits to your design.
Yes. Oh, even underneath the beneath the TV console, you have also added some downlights, and that is
because we see this one is very dark.
correct.
After you add on, it's more nicer to see.
So guys, just take note. You can see the evolution of what Ellie is doing in terms of getting this perfect rendered image, right? And bringing it a little bit to a realistic form. All right, then still not the final image. You still did more tweaking,
not,
okay?
Because you see everywhere is black, but suddenly there's something like, and then I try to change on to black here also.
A
So the
darker tone.
lighting effects more glow.
I see. Okay. So she made a bit more changes there.
Yeah.
And this is just some touch up and things like that. But this image is already looking pretty different from the first image. If you don't mind going to the first image all again, right, guys? So you can see first image and Ellie's changes of what she has done and how she has brought this imagery to life lah. So is this the final picture, Ellie?
Yeah, this is the final picture.
This is the final picture. So guys, you could see the step-by-step guide. So if you all want to get a bit more detail, a bit more technical and things like that, Kuhom has the power. It gives you that ability. You know, you just need to know, like I always say, the know-how to do it, you know. Yes, we give you some preset lightings for those of you who is not equipped with the lighting, how to say, lighting skill sets that you don't have, right? So you can use our preset lightings and get a rendered image, yes. But for those of you who really want to dive deep, go into the customization, there's a lot more that you can do to turn your imagery into a realistic image, I should say. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Correct. So you can see the step-by-step guide of what Ellie has just shown us, right? How she has turned this custom TV console into this current image that we are having a look. And you can always look at your information, right? Which is here. Just click on information. It tells you on what you're using right now. What are some of the settings that is in place in this image, so you could always track back to see, so that in the near future, if you're using you're designing another home or things like that, you could always track back to see what lightings did you use, you know, to get that particular image. Correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. Then we also want to dive in, Ellie, right? You've done some close-up and things like that, and this is another I would say point, right, which you like to bring to our attention.
Yes. Actually, we also can focus on some close-up images, which is we can present more on our details.
Okay, so close-up mostly for detailing work lah. So those of you who really want to show some detailed work, then you do some close-up shots. But any advice in terms of close-up shot, what we should do or what we shouldn't do? Shouldn't go too close or things like that, is it?
Yes, actually for close-up, make sure what are the things we're gonna focus
On.
on. Yes. For example, this one we have sofa, make sure we show a bit of the sofa.
Correct.
And then focus on the point. For example, you want to focus on the shelf with the mirror shelf here, like a drawer, and some fluted panel. So the whole picture already show what's the concept of your design.
Correct. So now you're showing the detailed work on these areas lah.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
And here also it's the same, and you can see some of the shadows of plants.
Make it look so realistic, huh?
Realistic, yes, correct.
No, okay. This is good. Wow, this angle is also nice. I think.
Yeah.
Again, this
Cover
is
the whole.
yeah. This something sometimes a lot of our clients, you know, like they will tell us that, hey, you know, when you post your images, somehow it looks so much better than what we are doing and things like that. And we always tell them that it's all about the angles, right? Finding the right angles and things like that. So in this case, right, we can see you took a side angle, but still you present this feature TV cabinet, right, or feature wall, I should say, also in a very rich format, I would say. It's really nicely done, you know.
This one, if you really want more close up on the mirror and fluted panel, is
Correct, can
something
really
like
see.
this.
Hey, just a question, if you could take that image down again, right, below the one that you just shown. So for the reflection and all this Home already super built it in, right, for you.
Yes, it's
You don't
based
have
on
to.
what material we choose lah.
Correct. So guys out there, if you're taking a reflective material or a mirror image or things like that, know this lah, right? In some of the design softwares out there, you have to set the reflection. You have to set the effects that is seeing through, you know. So but with Kuhom, because of our artificial intelligence that is built into the platform, we have made things pretty easy for you guys, you know. Just a little bit of skill, like what Ellie said. If you're going into customization to turn your lightings a notch up and have that skill set a little bit, you can get beautiful imagery such as the one we are going through right now. So
Yes, correct.
a little bit of effort, which something I want to point out, sorry, to all of our viewers out there, our users, right? That both in Singapore and Malaysia, we have our very own so-called training center, and our guys is ever ready to train you. You know, even Ellie is also always available to give some training if needed. You know,
Yes,
so you could
always.
always contact our Smart Deco team and arrange trainings. Okay, so then again, the trainings are chargeable based on the skill set and or the different skills that you would want to learn. You just need to get a code from the Smart Deco people. All right.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Ellie, I think this one is really, really a good understanding, I would say. And I think the image of this using the what should I say, sunlight ray, and then adding a little bit of a customization lighting has really changed that image lah. So I um, I'm really amazed, you know, by how you have captured the image of this feature wall, I should say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any do's and don'ts? What anything you would want to share? Like, what are some of the errors or mistakes you have made while anything
Yeah,
on your end?
actually, it's based on trying only, and then sometimes when we set the camera, make sure it's we always use the standard, because I will show you the difference.
Mm,
If we use the standard, the focus always more nicer and more straight. But if we use more the FOV,
the zoom feature,
yeah, everything is like
stretch.
stretch.
Okay, guys, this one again. Some of y'all love the FOV, right? The focus point of this zoom caliber. And what Ellie is saying that if you use standard, this is the actual image, right? So if you want the actual image and you don't want to stretch the design, then try to remain the FOV on the standard point. Okay,
Yes.
but if you really need to pull, you can pull a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, not too much. Like
Not too much.
70, I think it's okay
It's
already.
still okay. So you see, you get
Yeah.
a wider reach of the image, right? So you can see the windows and then maybe the full plant and a little bit of the sofa. That again, you guys have the power to do this. This is just recommendation from Ellie to try to, you know, stick to the original, because Ellie, if I'm not mistaken, what we do normally is we play with the aspect ratios, right?
Yeah.
So best if you want to get your angles right, use the aspect ratios, guys. I think this really helps, you know. So you got your 9:16, you got your 4:3, yeah, 3:4, and 1:1, right? And you can
Yes.
use this image to try to capture and get the correct angles lah. Yeah, so in this case, this TV cabinet, I think it's quite a wide angle, and that's why she's using the 16:9 to capture that whole image.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
If
correct
you
me if I'm
want
wrong.
to render for focus, you can go for 4:3 or 3:4 for the focus angle.
All right, and also for those of you who I know you're posting on how to say, you're posting on Instagram or TikTok and things like that, a lot of our clients use 3:4, you know, to capture the image, and so that it's easier for them to post. So that again, just a point for you guys out there who's using your imagery to post on social media sites, right? Especially on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah,
So just a
correct.
pointer. But yeah, from Ellie's point of view, she's saying that use this for focus, the areas which you are focusing on. So that's interesting.
Yes.
All right, Ken. And what about what about tight spaces, Ellie? You got any advice for us for tight spaces, especially say a bathroom and things like that? Sometimes the area, right, is very narrow, and this is sometimes a struggle for some of our clients trying to capture. Yes, let's say this bathroom, right? It's a
Yes.
small tight angle, and how would you suggest that we do we follow the same format, or what are your
Actually, there's a few techniques also for capture the bathroom because it's a small space.
mm,
So we can always use for 4 by 3. Some of the angles can, but
mm-hmm,
we always can use for 3 by 4 or 1 by 1.
1 to 1? Okay, so 3 by 4.
It's something
This
like
one
this,
is
so it
three by
can,
four.
yeah, it
Ah, okay,
can capture the side angle of your bathroom.
correct.
And for here, you can always use clipping
Clipping is to,
to cut off the walls.
I see. Okay. Yep.
So if you
So
close the clipping,
then you're
the
just
wall
getting
will
the
be
wall.
blocked.
Correct.
Yeah, if you turn on
So,
the
but I think
clipping,
this one, I think, yeah, a lot of us are already using, right, clipping, and it's really
mm,
very helpful, especially to get to tight corners lah. So use clipping, at the same time use aspect ratio 3 by 4 or 16 by 9 lah, right? 9 by 16,
yes,
sorry, to capture. So guys, just take note, if you're stuck there, unable to capture small spaces, use your aspect ratios, use your aspect ratios so that it can help you to capture. And you can see in this 3 by 4 that what Ellie is using, it's beautifully covering a little bit of the ceiling. You get your main, which is your bathroom or the shower area, and you get a little bit of the flooring as well, right?
yes,
On top of that, your image is also covering the vanity set, right? Is that,
yes,
no, what do
correct.
you call that? The
Yeah, it's a vanity.
vanity, right? Yes, your
Mhm.
vanity, and you really
The
get that
mirror.
full image within this aspect
Yes.
ratio. Okay, interesting. So small spaces.
If you want to use 4 by 3, you can always go to this angle to cover the whole bathroom.
So here, this one is a very good angle to see how you're doing it lah.
Mm,
So yeah, so that one would have touched the wall a little bit. Yeah, and in this case, maybe we can use the FOV to try to get a little bit more, right? If possible.
yes.
Yeah, so something like that, guys. So this is what we are saying. You can use FOV or the zoom function, right? But advice is always not to stretch too much, because you don't want to bring that realism of the imagery into something that is not lah, right?
Yes, right.
So these are some of the key advice that we would want to share with you today,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of your rendering. So in terms of the narrow ones, you have taken some narrow shots.
Yes.
Any thing that we can share with the team?
Something like this.
Okay, guys, yes, this one is some common, I would say, errors and mistakes that normally happens in tight spaces, right? This is when our camera angle, it seems that it looks like it's already in, but actually you're still shooting the walls, and
Yes.
this can happen, correct? So always make sure that when you're seeing into 2D and 3D, just ensure that you um, make sure that the camera angle is not touching the walls. It's very, very important. If not, you'll get image like this lah. That's why one advice to share with you guys, it's always important to do it in standard first, right? Our advice to all our clients out there, whenever you're doing renderings, always do in standard first, just in case if you were to go down the point of making an error and things like that, you can always delete it because our standard renderings are unlimited, you know. So example, yeah, like this one, very nice one, Ellie, thank you. So this one, Ellie has taken 4:3 and she's got this image. This one is I would think it's a 3:4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So managed to capture this angle, fantastic. But let's say if you like this 3:4 image, you can always convert it to 4K, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so you just go to upgrade
and
and
then
then
you can upgrade.
exactly, guys. So for all of y'all who's using Home, never go to 4K straight, always go to standard later, get your best image, then convert it to 4K. You don't have to retake it, you don't have to go and find that angle anymore. All you need to do is just upgrade the resolution. It's as simple as that, guys. Okay. Another thing we want to share is I'm not sure a lot of y'all are aware of the edit button, right? The edit button, yeah. This is another feature just to take note where you can beautify your picture or make some changes to your image. You know, there's some pre-settings which you can use to change to warm. You want to do a black and white image. Here, Home gives you that liberty where it gives you that some customization in terms of your image that you have taken. You know, Home tend to make things pretty easy for you to use and do some customization. You can even cut your image as well, crop your image. Say after you've taken the image, you want to crop it, you have the liberty to do so. Everything is fully customizable, guys. All right, so you can see, easily done, complete, save. You have a different angle of that same image that you have taken. Okay, also take note that with every shot that you have taken, there is this opportunity where you can save that angle of that renderings, correct?
Yes, we can use this, save the perspective, and then save the angle. So whenever you want to render, you can go back down here and just find here. You will go back to the angle.
That perspective that
You
you
save.
used before and that you like. So this is another feature that please make use of, because we time and time again have clients, you know, telling us that, hey, I like this angle, then after I move, then I cannot get back the angle. So always save the perspective, right, for yourself. So I think that is really a plus point, guys. All right. Anything else, Ellie, besides what we have shared? I think these are some really good pointers that we have shared
for
with our
rendering
clients.
angles.
Yeah. If not, I think we are pretty much done with this podcast today. We've really just wanted to give a taste, you know, of ensuring that when it comes to angles and renderings, guys, take note that one, for renderings, in order to get an image that is usually flat at the start, there is a little bit of work that you guys have to do, which is play with the sunlight rays. You can add some additional lightings to create the effect. Also, props, guys, putting in plants, putting in a sofa that has a little bit more realism in it, with like what Ellie has put on this sofa, where it has a blanket just going across, just creates that, you know, extra oomph, right? And then she added some LED lightings to just bring some realism in the design, right? So that helps compared to the first image, right? If we go back again, repeat ourselves to see the first image that was taken and a complete change to the rendering, still using the preset lightings, just adding a little bit more, doing some customization, can give you an image that's really blowing my mind away. So, I mean, I'm yet to learn this kind of skill set, guys, but I'm just saying with Kuhome, it is really amazing. Ellie, maybe you can share with us a little bit of your experience in the past on how you used to do it and versus now using Kuhome, how,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, sure. Actually, before this, I was using some manual softwares, like SketchUp, V-Ray, 3D Max is
Yes.
most hardest one I can say to
Okay.
learn.
And
And
how long normally do you
like per image will takes like few hours to render.
few hours, huh?
Sometimes,
Wow, no
yeah,
joke, huh?
sometimes I need to wait for night to render without sleeping, everything.
Oh, at night you just render and then leave the laptop running, then next morning see. Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
And
I've heard
some,
I've heard some
yeah,
stories like that as well.
we need extra spec laptops to render, to run the rendering, everything.
Yes, a higher spec. So yeah, I mean, if you have a good laptop, then yes, I think you can use V-Ray and things like that, but
Mm-hmm.
still it would take you like, half an hour or 1 hour to get one
Yes.
image. So guys, with Kuhome, all that is eradicated. You can get a 4K image in under 5 minutes, a standard image in 1 minute or so. Again, you guys go through so much effort in terms of creating your design for the day, and sometimes you want to see that imagery of the design that you have completed, and with Kuhome,
Mm-hmm.
you guys have that power to
Yes,
bring
true.
the image to life, right? So those of you who's already using Kuhome, congratulations and welcome to the family. For those of you who are seeing for the first time and want to jump on board this platform, contact our guys at Smart Deco, both Singapore and Malaysia. We are here for you. Those of you who wants training, who wants to understand deeper, dive deeper into the software, dive deeper into understanding the power of lightings, the power of rendering, the power of customization, right? Contact our team members and we will be willing to show you how the magic happens.
Yes.
Correct?
Mm.
So Ellie, without further ado, I just want to say thank you to you for taking the time. Another podcast, another really informative, I would say, part of Kuhome where you have shared with me. Amazing. I see how you turn image 1 to image 9 and just change that entire design. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, really, really brilliant. This is brilliant stuff. And I just want to thank you for
Thank you very much for giving me the chance also
not at all, not
to
at all.
share.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. So guys, till next time, this is me, Daniel, and Ellie saying thank you very much for hanging in with us and hope you learn a thing or two about the Chrome platform. Till we meet again, this is Four Walls saying goodbye. Ciao. Bye
Bye.
bye.